Hello, my fine feathered friends. I want to introduce everyone to a site called Syleron. Um, this site is kind of an offshoot, well, it is an offshoot of a closed research department at Princeton that closed in 2007. Called the Peer Laboratory, the Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Lab, which was founded in '79 by Robert G. John, a professor of aerospace engineering and dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Science at Princeton University. So he was toppermost of the toppermost. The lab's objective was to study the ability of consciousness to influence physical processes. In other words, using your mind to affect physical matter. The lab was managed by Brenda Doon, a developmental psychologist trained at the University of Chicago, and had a full-time staff of half a dozen scientists as well as numerous interns and visiting researchers. During the 28-year history, the lab worked to study and understand the anomalous impacts that the mind seemed to have on physical devices, including electronic random event generators. The research was also conducted into remote perception, the ability of a person to perceive information that should be inaccessible through the standard senses. All the experiments at the lab were conducted using volunteers, and the overall experimental databases provided highly statistically significant evidence that the effects being observed, though small in magnitude, were not simply a chance occurrence. In short, the lab used the scientific method to show results that cannot be explained by our current understanding of science. This is something that should be in the mainstream. Everyone should know about the gifts or the potential to use your mind to do amazing things, to perceive things that normally you would not, and to have effects on things that you normally could not with your normal five senses. It's not anything special. I mean, it is special, but it's not anything that is out of the ordinary for a human being with the mind. It's just it's something that you have to practice. First, you have to know that you can do it. Then you have to practice it and build it like you would do anything, like learning a martial art or learning how to play an instrument. It's something that you have to work on, um, and like you were building a muscle. It's basically like that. You have to practice, you have to work on it, you have to devote time into it, and you have to understand how to go about um, increasing your ability to do these things. Uh, the Peer Lab existed from '79 to 2007 when it was shut down. Um, let's see. The experiments concerned the influence of the mind on probabilistic physical systems, such as the output of random event generators, which would randomly come up with numbers, and a person would try to make those numbers where they weren't in random order, make them like um, in more of a fluid, consistent way. Um, it found that users could shift the outputs in ways that correlated with their intentions. Even though these empirical results are not predicted by contemporary physical theories, the laboratory's overall experimental databases provided highly statistical significant evidence that the effects being observed, though small in magnitude, were not simply a chance occurrence. This video was taken down Let's see if I can get it to play here. Hopefully, it will come up. Yeah, I don't think so. But let me go on here to, let's see, resources. Here are some books about this. They're all very good. Entangled Minds, Extrasensory Experiences in Quantum Reality. Dean Radin surveys laboratory findings that clearly point to the existence of psi, the ability of consciousness to gain information anonymously and to influence the physical world. Radin discusses several theories behind the functioning of psi and explores the scientific and personal implications of three discoveries. Margins of Reality, a truly pioneering work. Dune and John draw on a decade of work at the Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Laboratory to challenge the current rift between physics and metaphysics, a highly interdisciplinary book. It is accessible to academic and casual readers alike. See, if this was nothing and they weren't getting good effects from it and positive outcomes on their experiments, they would not have gotten funding and been able to keep doing it for almost 30 years. I mean, if you go in and once you start reading this stuff, it is truly amazing what people can do. I mean, like making things disappear out of a closed box and reappear, um, astral projecting themselves to different places in the world and seeing and writing down exactly what was going on, who was there, what was happening, and then that was 100% correct. Um, Telekinesis, actually moving things around with their mind using what's called chi energy, or your energy that everyone has. You just have to learn how to project that energy out, build it up, take it in, and so forth. Let's see, there's a lot of good information here about all of this stuff. That was the international. Okay, here's links to other places like the International Consciousness Research, um, the ICRL envisions a future in which the boundaries of science have been expanded and where the subjective and the objective domains of experiences stand as equal contributors in a holistic representation of reality. In the future, we will not be asked to choose between the intuitive or the logical, between the mind or the body, or between science and art, but all of these dichotomies will be seen as contemporary aspects of a unified language to describe the world around and within us. The reason why all of this information has been suppressed is because the overall elites and cabal do not want average normal people knowing how powerful they really are. Because if they did, we would take control back from them, and and this world would be a totally different place. I mean, just in every aspect of it, from energy. Once people realize that there is energy that can be drawn upon everywhere, all around us, that energy can be used as fuel to run everything. I mean, the the ramifications of this information is so great. It's a real depressing situation, and I'm hoping to um, share this information, and more people will see what it is and be able to share it with others. Um, Let me go back and show some of um, the products that they have to um, here we go. Okay, you can get a random event generator, which the Syleron REG1 represents the first generation mind matter technology, widely available for public use. Now, anyone with a home computer can explore the direct impact of consciousness on the physical world. Excuse me. With the next generation of peer equipment, the portable, adaptable, and responsive Syleron, what this does is it generates random patterns, and you learn to affect those patterns with your intention to literally um, predict and cause numbers that you choose, or um, to change the patterns. You learn to affect these things with your mind, and it's amazing once you start doing it, um, and see what you can actually do with practice. Um, let's go back here. One of my favorite ones is the lamp. Let me see. It's educational, standalone devices. The mind lamp. Here we go. This is a really fun one. The mind lamp is a color changing ambient device that can respond to your consciousness or subconscious mind. Inside the lamp is a quantum measurement device called a random event generator, or REG, that controls the relative mixtures of an internal LED's primary colors, red, green, and blue. The mixtures result in the many vibrant and dynamic colors produced by the lamp. Each lamp is constructed of blown glass and is sandblasted to achieve a semi-opaque surface that gently disperses light. The lamp's high-quality construction makes it a great gift item. The Mind Lamp is a product. Okay, the company. Let's see. Get down to how it works. There are two basic modes or styles for using the lamp: and international mode, or an intentional mode, in which you attempt to influence the color activity of the lamp directly, and a background mode in which you leave the lamp to run in a room while other activity is taking place, periodically noticing the lamp's behavior. These two modes are simply different contexts in which you can use the lamp. These two basic modes lend themselves to many different applications. For example, you might challenge your friends, turn the lamp a specific color, or bring it to meetings or brainstorming sessions and observe how it behaves in those environments, or let the lamp run while you are meditating or engage in some creative activity, reflecting upon how its colors are changing. So you try to make it do patterns or change colors at your will, just through your intention. Like if it's purple, you try to make it red or green or so forth. And once you do this and start um, seeing the effects and how powerful they are, that they're not just, flukes, that you're literally causing these things to happen, then you can start applying that to other aspects of your life and get dramatic results. You become a magician. That definition of magic is to um, cause reality to conform to your will and your intention, and it's real. I mean, it is real. Typical lamp behavior: absent the mind's influence, the lamp is calibrated to shift colors in a slow, random fashion. In many naturally It may naturally wander from color to color, or remain for a period of time on one color, and then slowly shift to a new color and remain there. Then it might shift through several colors fairly quickly. This is because the REG device controls the output of the lamp in a random, irregular fashion. Your job is to influence the action of the lamp by deciding what you want it to do. Although the lamp works using a REG device located in the base of the unit, we encourage you not to think about the REG itself. Our interpretation of the research suggests that the mind is constantly interacting with random or uncertain systems, and can influence their observable outcomes based on its intention. This approach is very different from mechanistic ways of thinking, which might require you to direct your intention towards a physical sensor. Don't worry about that for now. Just be confident in your intention. The color wheel. The first thing you will probably want to do is see if you can make the lamp change to a particular color. Remember that the mind lamp typically moves from color to color by progressing around the color wheel, rather than by jumping directly to a new color. If the lamp is blue, you want it to turn red. Then it can go either way around the color wheel to get there. Um, so you can cause it to just jump, or because it's going to go around. So you can, if you want it to go from blue to yellow, instead of it going through the process and goes directly there, you've done that. It's kind of freaky once you start doing these things and see how powerful they are. Once you get good at this, then you can start doing things like cloud bursting, which took me a long time to learn to do, but now I'm pretty good at it. And that is when you go outside and you pick a cloud in the sky, and through mental focus and concentration, you cause that cloud to burst and dissipate into nothing. And once you do it the first time, it's freaky. I'm going to tell you, it scared me. And I had to stop for over a week and before I could start doing it again. But now I can literally make clouds move to positions in the sky that I want them to. I can make them disappear, um, crazy stuff like that. And it sounds insane, but it's real. It's definitely real. Um, it just takes a lot of practice and a lot of focus. And more, I just wish. I mean, this should be taught in school to young children. If young kids were taught that they have this ability at a young age, by the time that they're older, I don't even know how advanced that they could get. And what is really important to me is, with all of this AI, artificial intelligence stuff coming up, and all of these worries that artificial intelligence is going to take over, and the artificial intelligence, that it can outthink a human being because it thinks and learns so fast that people are worried that it's going to outthink humans and be able to treat us basically like house pets. Well, Elon Musk and some of the other guys have said, okay, their best um, way to defeat this, if we can't defeat it, we should join it and start incorporating um, like chips, having chips installed into our minds, into our brains, literally, so we can um, become like the AI and and outthink it that way, you know. Um, but I don't think that's necessary. Once our natural abilities of clairvoyance um, and psychic abilities are worked on and built up, I think that we can do amazing things like affect the AI. It's this is what it is. I mean, when you can mentally affect physical outcomes of random event generators, you can affect a computer's processing with your mind. And that's something that a computer cannot do. You're not going to have a psychic computer that can affect matter by thinking. Only we can do that, and that is a gift from God. And that's going to be how we beat the AI. I honestly believe that is through psychic people like the Rainbow Children that will come about and have these amazing psychic abilities that can challenge and defeat AI through clairvoyance and telekinesis and so forth. But you have to start out somewhere, and you have to learn how to build these gifts up. Here's another one: the robot. The Syleron robot is a basic mechanical toy, but with a very unique feature. Inside the robot is a Syleron based random event generator that controls the movement of the robot: forward, reverse, left, right, and pivot. Because the REG is subject to the influence of consciousness, the movement of the robot can also be influenced by the mind. So you learn to control this robot's movements with your mind. You can make it go left, right, forward, so forth, through your intention. And this is directly like what I was talking about, influencing AI and learning to take over the AI system with your mind and control its actions and processes through consciousness. Um, there's a lot of talk right now about consciousness being downloaded and from you to you know, a disk or a drive, like kind of like Tron um, did, where they have the backpack thing, and then re-uploaded into a artificial vessel like a robot. So it would be your consciousness with your memories in a robot. So, you know, you would have immortality basically at this point, and that's transhumanism. And I believe that is Satan's plan to outdo or defy God. Um, you know, the Nephilim before, when the fallen angels mated with women and created this um, offspring of giants and defied what God had done, has created. That's what Satan is trying to do again, just with technology now, um, instead of just going with straight genetics. It's scary stuff, and it sounds like something out of a movie, but it is real, and it's upon us. I think it's going to blindside us. I don't think people are ready or even know about it, and it's just going to come up and hit, and people are not going to be prepared. Things like this right here are how we can prepare to deal with the things that are coming. Um, there's a lot of good links here to get to other places to learn about how your consciousness works and how you can build upon your consciousness to expand it and to do some amazing stuff. Um, here's you can get a REG keychain where you can have this with you and just be out in public or whatever. Whenever you get time, you can start working on it. The peer laboratory was a awesome thing, and just going back through and reading their experiments and their research information will open up a lot of avenues of further research you can do. Some of these links might be closed, but you know, there's a lot here. There's just a lot, and these discs right here are super. Okay, here's this video. Let's watch this real fast.
It's maybe small, but it's big. And it's big and small. I don't know how else to describe it.
Working at PAIR has been a life-changing experience for me.
It has helped me start a framework.
Maybe question a lot of ideas like materialism, reductionism.
It certainly has inspired and helped me grow in many ways.
We are in the sea of consciousness. Everybody has it. Everybody is conscious.
The purpose of our laboratory is to study the interaction of human consciousness with random physical systems and to ask the basic question of what is the role of consciousness in the physical world.
They really have no idea what consciousness is.
The human mind and the information processing machines seem to be entering into some sort of a dialogue. A little shift to the right.
It's as if the probabilities are being changed. Hi, welcome to PAIR. Come on in.
But what is statistically interesting is if I now take this database and divide it between male and female operators.
Now we are
There's the robot.
seeing the data displayed as a graph of the cumulative deviation of the mean.
You know, everybody's skeptical at first, especially if they're in a field like statistics. They're like, well, if you test for this and this and this, and you go through a big list.
When it comes to areas like memory, knowledge, or perception, some of the variables may be inherently uncontrollable.
The results you find are unlikely by chance to better than 1 part in 10 to the 12th. That's 1 part in a trillion.
Amazing. Then you get into remote viewing, and you can see the CIA had a program called the Stargate program, where they tested these people. They went out and they found the greatest examples of psychic ability, sixth sense, and they did experiments and they documented it, and through Freedom of Information Act requests, all of those documents have been released on the CIA website. That is another good archive to go and see how amazing this is. There was people that were used to do all sorts of things, from locating drug smuggling operations to finding hostages in Iraq, to telekinesis where they were moving objects with their mind, just all kinds of stuff. Healing with touch, just the CIA website, and go search for the Stargate program, remote viewing, and so forth. I'm going to make some other videos about this and show how a REG works. I've got one. I just need to get everything hooked up and get the software downloaded. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you do your own research and move this along. Have a good day.